Hey everybody, welcome back to the garage. So the previous videos was the install of the Hotchkis front and rear anti-roll bars or sway bars, and I realized I need to neutralize the preload on the rear bar, or at least check to make sure it was neutral. So what I did was I loaded up about 200 pounds in the driver's seat and on the floor, simulating my body weight in the car. And then I adjusted the end links. Now, if you've watched other videos on how to adjust the end links on a rear bar, usually you just loosen it up until the link gets really easy to spin, and that shows you there's no preload on it. These end links don't do that very well. In fact, they don't do it at all, really. The part that you turn to adjust height is so tight in the heim joint that you can't tell where that slip is, where it loosens up and becomes neutral. So I found another way to do it. It's the only way I've seen to be able to do it on the Hotchkis on the rear. So maybe it'll help you. So let's check it out. And while you're here, consider subscribing, like the video. It gets my videos out there. Only 5% of you subscribe. Everybody else is just watching videos. So if you like my content, subscribe and hit the bell for further notification. If you notice on this is where the bushing goes and the washer and the nylock. Right here is a straight portion before the threads start. Now there's about 1/4 of an inch here. Let me show you the other side. And this side here, there's not even quite 1/8 of an inch of the non-threaded portion sticking out of the hole of the lower control arm. So I know I need to adjust that passenger side a little better. Now you can see I can push up on the bar. I can move that. So that bar is neutral to the other side. It's just floating in there. What we're going to do is we're going to adjust the driver's side to be the same protrusion here. So this takes a 16mm wrench. See, I can't really turn it by hand and it's loose. So that tension in the heim joint makes it really difficult to feel if it's neutral. So that's why I'm having to do it this way. It'll be interesting when I'm done if the body height from the top of the fender well to the bottom of the wheel rim is the same on both sides. Because I measured it, and with this all the way down, see, now that's getting easier. With this all the way down, it was equal on both sides. But that doesn't make sense with all my body weight in it. You're right about there. Now the protrusion is equal. Let me see if I got a way of measuring that. The first thread is at 28, so this needs to come out just a little bit. Okay, so 28, 30 seconds, 56, 64, same thing. So I'm not sure if you can see, because it might be blurry to you, but the non-threaded area, I used a real flexible ruler and measured from the lower control arm to the first thread. So I was able to measure this height here, and I wanted it equal to the non-threaded area on this one. So now it is. So there's a lot less protruding. So now I can go ahead and tighten this nut. So I tighten that nut right there, and I'm going to lock it in. And because the lock nut up here locked the end link from rotating, and we had the proper height, the same height sticking out this side that we had on the other side, all we have to do is make the part that protrudes out of this nut the same length on both sides, and that way we know we have the same amount of crush on this bushing. So there is no torque spec on this, and it's not like the stock end link where you just run this nut till it stops and it's 19 foot-pounds. You can't do that with this because the thread is all the way up here. You'll crush these way beyond what they're supposed to be. So you're just supposed to tighten this up until you get a little bit of where it pushes out from underneath this washer, and then yeah, you're supposed to just call it good. So in order for us to have kind of the same amount of tension, I'm going to measure from the nut to the bottom of the thread, make it equal on both sides. Once this reaches the crush that I like, and because the weight is on the driver's side, 200 pounds, which is almost what I weigh, it is a little bit longer on the passenger side. And I've only got the NI roll bar in the middle position until I decide if I want to go stiffer or softer in the rear. Alright, so I straightened out the Heim joint so it's running parallel front to back, because it kind of gets forced over when I'm tightening the end link. And in style that I usually do, I run a paint mark on all my fasteners just so I know whether they're moving or not, and that bottom one as well. What I did for the height on that was I just used this box end and just ran it up so where it's perfectly level on the bottom of the box end and the top of the box ends on the top of the nut. And I did it on the other side, and that told me the protrusion was the same. Don't really have a way of getting anything in there that could measure better, but for what we're doing, it got the job done. This side is a little bit taller. End link is slightly longer than the other side with my weight in it. So measuring from the top of the fender to the bottom of the rim is going to give you ride height, and ideally they would match. The issue is you shouldn't use the end link adjustment to adjust that height, because that is not neutral. If it was a perfect world, it would be neutral, but there's nothing saying that your spring height isn't off. It's not seated in the perch correctly, or maybe one spring sag more than the other. So you don't want to use the end link adjustment to adjust this height. You just want to have it neutral like I showed you. If this height is off, it's because of something else. And if you change anything with your suspension, or even over time, as your springs settle in, you're going to have to go back in and readjust your neutral on your end links with your sway bar. Now, we can get really far in the weeds here and have adjustable on the front, adjustable on the rear, and do something called corner balancing, which is race car stuff. This isn't a race car, it's just my street car. So this is going to be good. It should be balanced. It should be even when I'm steering the car left and right, now that the bar is in neutral with me in it. Well, that's it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this. I didn't see any video on YouTube like it, so that's why I decided to go ahead and make this video showing how I adjusted the Hotchkis end links on the rear sway bar.